Good morning everyone. We are from the pit. So our group is planning on doing driving license reservation system for the student of the academy of the Institute of Driving to easily book their lesson in case of a large amount of requests were given to access lesson. So we will investigate the problem that is faced by the office clerk who currently use the old system to manage the student lesson time and try to solve it using the new system that we are about to be developed. We predict that a lot of problems in the system can be solved and make the management of the lesson less messy. We want to make the system applicable as much as possible using the right elicitation and documentation technique regarding the requirement needed for the system. And we decided to use questionnaire as our documentation technique. The bank that will be involved in the system is Maybank and CMB using FPX reinforcement for authorization system.
Okay, hello, my name is Muhammad Shafiq bin Abdul Alim. Okay, now we'll talk to you guys about the problem definition. Okay, problem that Yakipan encounter is the worker consumes more energy and resource. This is because the current system focuses mainly on human energy, and the amount of people need to manage is tremendous. After that, the current system that being used by the company is also complex. The reason is because it consumes a lot of procedure and time for one job to be done. Besides that, it also oftenly crash and it might affect the data and some of it might lost. The payment that been made somehow not secure because the system does not request security code or anything else. Last but not least, the administrator may have a hard time to use the student information. This is because the information regarding the student are not so in order and complicated for them to trace someone. Okay, now we'll go for the problem solution, which is the first solution is for the problem that has been planned for the new system that we are going to improve, which is we want to make a new system that can accept many users at one time without crash the server. This is to make sure that the data that has been saved is not going to affect and become more secure. Besides that, the new system that we are going to going to be more manageable and user friendly. This is because we want the system can easily use and understand by the user and make them feel more satisfied when using our system. Okay, the data that lost from the server crash can be backup or retrieved back. Retrieve back the information that are resolved. After that, we are going to improve the security of making payments by making them give them some security code for them to proceed with their payments. And after that, last, if we improve the system, which is we make the system more easier and to find the document and ease the work of the administrator to done their work.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afiari, and I will talk about objective of the system. So there are objective of license reservation system, that is analyzing of the car of the license reservation system. The system should be able to help in managing customer information regarding reservation of the license. Design of the system. Second is design of the system. From our observation, a lot of driving school students these days are having trouble to reserve the specific time they want to take the class and test because the tremendous amount of direct requests at the institute counter. So the system should be able to relieve the constraint that Yakin Pandu is having regarding reserve time by managing the database. The third is implementation of the system in to the public. So the system can be scheduled the optimal time for the student and teacher to conduct the request class. This enables the office clerk to analyze data and satisfy students more efficiently. So for context and scope of the system. So context of the system for our program is how to manage with the third-party system. In terms of payment, we will team up with CIMB Bank and Maybank to manage the payment and secure the money. This also will help the company to manage the system more efficiently because they can always check the amount of the amount in the bank. In terms of security, for the payment, we can use financial process exchange to secure the payment process, which the user must enter, which user must enter the code and which user must enter the code that been sent to them to complete the payment process. The process will deliver the information to the company will deliver the information to Jabatan Pengangkutan Jalan (JPJ) that will use in the test, as they will also keep track on how the student manage the progress. JPJ also will collect the information from the company and use it in the test and create new license for the student. So the scope of our system is first to be used by students that will register online and to apply for the lesson offered by the company. For worker, we want to make the sorting of student information less robust and system is more manageable. As for the JPJ, we want them to easily access the student information to use it in test and create new license.
Now I will explain to you guys about our expected outcome. Okay, for the project, we already set a few goals that we want to achieve, and based on that goals is going to be our expected outcome for this project. Okay, for our first goals, we want to create a program which is going to be user-friendly and easy to understand by our user, and actually for admin too when they use it. Okay, based on that goals, we are going to achieve by making our system more user-friendly interface and not very complex, but instead straightforward, providing quick access to common features and all comments. A good user interface must be well organized, making it easy to locate different tools and options. In order to be user-friendly, our tools must make sense to the average user and it should require minimal explanations on how to use our system. After that, our next outcome we want to save energy and resource use. While using our programs, they do not need to use all kinds of document or anything else, because all the stored and managed online, which is going to be more efficient and more practical. After that, it will save a lot of time, and all kind of job can be done in such a short period. These improvements are going to make them more productive and lead them to be more passionate doing their daily job. After that, we want to make payment and all customer information more secure, especially against malicious attack and other hacker risks. Definitely, the security is the most crucial thing that we want to provide to our customer, because we want to gain the trust and attract more customers. This feature, we believe that customer would not have to doubt us for and trust us with their information, and this will make everything run smoothly as we already planned. Okay, so for now I will talk about the source of requirement. Based on our project, there are a lot of sources that we use to get the requirements regarding the car license reservation. This is a list of our source of requirement, which is there are 4 things that we use as a source of our requirement, which is interview with users and other stakeholders. Okay, during interview, we ask the stakeholder regarding the system that we are working on, and they are superior to this current system. From the process, we discuss with the stakeholder, and somehow the information that we get from the stakeholder, which is more details and more clear. With this process, we will help improve our document and how is the work of development team to develop this system. Okay, next is actually observation of user performance. Okay, within the process, we make an observations on several users that use the current system. The result that we got from the observations, we are going to recommend it and make it as our requirement. With the process, we can know the pros and cons of the current system. Thus, this will help us understanding about the system that we want to learn even more. Okay, so for the third source of requirement, actually procedure manuals and user task list. From the current procedures, manuals and user task list, we are going to understand how the system flow by looking at it, which is we understand how the system work. After that, we are going to identify which part that needs to be improved and make it as our new requirement. Okay, for the last source of our requirement, actually enhancement request for the existing system. We are going to ask the stakeholder in our interview regarding the request on what enhancement for the existing system. With this, we can save our times without going further on and progress to figure out what enhancement that we need to do. Yes.
Stakeholder management. Stakeholder management is a process where we developing the appropriate management strategy to efficiently engage the stakeholder throughout the life cycle of the project, based on the analysis of their need, interest, and potential impact on the project success. Here are the several stakeholders that we have. First is Yakin Pandu Manager. Yakin Pandu Manager provide the most crucial requirement to us because she or he is the one who understands the system very well. With this stakeholder management, we can know the detail of how far can he involve in our project without being a burden to him or her. Since we know the manager hold the most responsible in the system, so we better not to push him or her too hard to provide him or her for our requirement. Second is office clerk. By office clerk, we can manage to get opinion toward current system, and for that we can figure out the new feature that we going to add to our new system. Because of that, those new feature are going to be our requirement, and it will be more clear, especially for development team to develop. The last one is student or the user. With their experience, we're going to ask them by doing some questionnaire. With all the information and data acquired, we can do some research based on the data and document it to be our requirement. With tremendous amount of students, questionnaire was the most suitable way for us to collect data from them. Requirement elicitation technique. For our project, we use survey technique to gather the information from stakeholder. This technique is suitable because the respondent is capable of explicitly expression their knowledge, and that they communicate to investing time and effort for elicitation. So requirement gathering technique is first is interview. During interview, we ask predetermined question to one or more stakeholder and document the answer. Stakeholder can give their answer either discuss with each other or themselves based on their opinion. We record the discussion between the stakeholders so that we can remind ourselves what we need to do in the system. We also give them the question that may uncover subconscious requirement to improve the system that will be developed. We also interview the employee during the development phase of the system to make sure we get more information about what we should create inside the system. In the interview, we ask about specific aspect that they want inside the system to satisfy them, and thus ensure the completeness of the answer. The second is questionnaire. During development phase, we also use questionnaire technique and provide multiple choice question to stakeholder and employee because it involves large amount of participants that must be surveyed. We distribute the question to stakeholder and employee to gather back the question to collect the data. This only take a short amount of time that we spend on the questionnaire, and even stakeholder that are not able to express their knowledge can deliver an assessment.
Type on the functional requirement. For the first thing, the user of the system can make an account and update their personal profile. This is essential to make sure that the student can update their information, and the system can store it up to date and easy to manage later on. The second one, contact, submit and receive message. In this case, the system shall provide student and staff with the ability to submit a service request and receive all the information for the service, such as where and what time the session will end and begin. The third one, staff can update case. In case there is a new information need to be added to the system, a function must be added that shall provide staff with the ability to update what we implemented on the system if a new problem arises. The fourth one, register a list of cases. The system shall consist of individual session and group sessions so that there can be less data error during the run phase. Usually there can be students that want to register at the same time. So we must prepare a parallel session, but it can differ on the system on which the student can log in and provide the one that they log in first rather than the one logged in later on. For the fifth one, layered security for payment. The more the procedures for the payment to complete, the more safer it is for both students and company. In this case, FPS is used to enforce the authorization on the correct user that are willing to make payment to the company so that there is no internet crime can occur and there is no outsiders that can steal students' information and stuff. The book, we take the quality requirement into three aspects. The first one is content. So the content of the system are prone to errors, and we do not want that because user profile are not secure and prone to errors. So we need to add security to the system to make sure user information is secure and they are satisfied with the system again, and they are safe from internet crimes. So for quality aspect, documentation. The system is prone to have flaws in documentation and validation. The format for certain document may vary and it must be repaired to make sure all documents can be stored. The session of data can take a lot of time to repair, and other costs can also occur like overlooking requirements as we are not aware of the user need, because we might be focusing on a single fault in the system that we can forget the crucial thing in the system. As to make sure documentation can catch up to the quality of the reservation system, the developer must use natural language that receives all the requirements to make sure all template and format according to what the system wants. Next is word has modern meaning to it. Prepare a glossary to make sure both the user and the developer are clear of the meaning of what the system needs. Also, in case of ambiguity, clarify the words that are used to narrow the misunderstanding of words with multiple meanings. Lastly, prepare a rule regarding the documentation and validation related to the system to easily store information. So, lastly, for quality requirement, we are going to touch about agreement. The system is an aspect focused on errors that can occur between stakeholders during implementation. In case there is a change, the stakeholder need of the change, need of the system. Developer can prepare for change in the system. We need to apply that. For the system, we need to confirm that the right stakeholder for the details of the system to be correct without fault. The system can be more complicated in the future as what the stakeholder agree can change the requirement of the ideal system that they want. Later on, the system can cause conflict and it is hard to solve. That is why the system can require a lot of money as time flows by. Lastly, there is a constraints. We're going to discuss about the constraints in the system. So the first constraint that we are suffering from is budget. As the system advances, the resource needed for the system become more specific and harder to develop. This costs a lot of money, energy for a student like us. We cannot aim for perfect system as we lack on the budget for the system. Another constraint is in the duration of the interview that we are
Apa aku cut?
that we use for the interview are short, like 10 minutes per session. Because of this, the requirements that are elicited from stakeholders are not clear and not completed. Also, student limit per day can also be an issue, as the allowed duration for student to take class is limited to 1 hour only per student. The student that can take classes can also be limited. Because of that, the system might not be able to set handicap regarding available seats for learning classes and taking tests. Lastly, we might be lacking on human resource that can help to develop the system, and it is a group project consisting of 3 people. The PIT consists of 3 people. The knowledge and the energy might not be sufficient to develop the system. The desired system is complex and hard to come up with without further human resource to provide enough energy and resource to fit on the system development phase.
Okay, for context diagram, first the student. So the student will give the reservation form to the car license reservation, and car license reservation will give we need the data that is reservation confirmation and reservation information from the student. Second is Yakin Pandu company. So Yakin Pandu company will get new reservation request and will be given to the car license reservation, that is inventory check and reservation authorization. The third is financial process exchange, that is the car reservation, car license reservation will give the security code to final process exchange, and it will given out the payment confirmation to the car license reservation. The fourth is bank. The bank will receive the payment, and the bank will give the payment information to the car license reservation. The third and the last one is JPJ. That is, he will get the student information from the car license reservation, and we give the result test and data of the test to the car license reservation. Okay, for data flow diagram, first the student will take the reservation request and make the reservation request. In the reservation in the process of reservation, the student will make a payment information to reserve their seat. So the process customer is reservation and payment information to the Yakin Pandu company. So the student will get notification that the payment and the reservation is being accepted, and so it will create the reservation for the car license to the Yakin Pandu company, and Yakin Pandu company will check for car license vacancy, either it qualified or there is vacancy in the car license system. So after that, when the payment is confirmed and the system and data is accepted in the Yakin Pandu company, the student can start their lesson as soon as possible.
Okay, so for now we will speak regards about the project today. Okay, so first page which is going to be a login page. There are several text field, which is 2 text field we are going to include, which is ID and password. If the users still not have an account, they are going to have a button which is for sign up. Okay, after that, for the second page, which is sign up page, there are a lot of text field which is we are going to make the user put the first name, last name. After that, we are going to ask them for the password, and last we are going to ask for their address. Okay, so for the third page, which is going to be we see the user is going to enter our main page, which is going to be booking information. Okay, so first for that we are going to ask them again about their full name, which is after that identity card, which is class they want to take for the lessons, and then date available for booking, which is we already place the date for available for them to book. And after that we are going to ask for their occupations, number phone, and last we are going to ask for their status. Okay, so for the next page we are going to ask for the payment, which is for the payment detail we are going to include which is card holder names, card number, and expiry number, which is for their card, and CVC, which is bit secure. After that we got pay button. Okay, so for the next page, which is going to be for the GPJ, which is for GPJ, there are going to be student information, which is going to include its name, date of test, phase, progress, and result of test. Okay, after that we got for a page for the Yaki Pandu company, which is reservation management, which is they are going to accept or decline of the number of students which is they are going to accept or decline. Okay, so for that there are several things that information that has been implemented into this page, which is going to be consist of students document, date, and date or decline. That's all.
From this project, we can conclude that the system proved useful for the company to manage the reservation time for the student to the classes and set time and date to take their test for their driving license. The system may not be perfect as it may have flaws that can affect the performance of the system. It is unavoidable for the flaws, and this is not completed yet. But it is proved useful to shorten the time for a student to make reservation. Instead of going to the institute to book classes and wait a long time, they can instantly set time and date for their classes. The system is essential to make sure that Yakin Pandu, the future of Yakin Pandu is more assured and clear. That's all for our project. Thank you for hearing and see you next time.